true Scot, the love of this bonny land has grown in my heart and mind. It did take me a few years to figure out who Ken was in Aberdeen. I proudly became an adopted Scot, one who feels the fire in his belly when he hears the bagpipes. I was both proud and honoured to be asked to deliver this year's immortal memory. Barry is a hard act to follow. But last year's celebration was part of a truly wonderful evening of entertainment. A guarantee wherever Gordon Mackay is involved. And I hope this year continues in the same fine tradition to contribute to our immortal memory. For those of us who attended our last meeting for a degree, we bore witness to something truly remarkable, the immortal ghost of Rabbi Burns, a man whose words are now repeated, as the frame came off there. Tonight it's our once again privilege to gather in celebration of Scotland's bard, Rabbi Burns, a man whose words are now repeated not only across Scotland, but around the world over. Born in 1759 in Alloway, Ayrshire, on the west coast, into the humble life of a tenant farmer, Burns rose to fame through the enduring brilliance of his poetry, songs, and his understanding of humanity. Despite the struggles of croft life, his parents, William and Agnes, ensured he received a good education and was exposed to a wide folklore which included Shakespeare and other written works and musical traditions. These early influences inspired his love of poetry and his love for the ladies, as known by his first song, Handsome Now. To escape the grind of farming, Burns threw himself into poetry, nature, drink, and of course romance. He fathered twins with Gina Moore, who would eventually become his wife, and then almost emigrated to the West Indies with his lover, Mary Campbell, immortalised in this poem, Highland Mary. Mary sadly passed away before their plans could come to fruition. Burns stayed in Scotland, and by the tender age of just 27, he was famous thanks to the publication of his Kilmarnock edition of poems. Moving to Edinburgh, he embraced the pleasures of life there, and this inspired more children and more poems. When his fame and wealth waned, Burns took a popular position as tax exciseman and returned to Dumfries with his wife, Jean. Sadly, this hard-working and adventurous life took a toll on his health, and he passed away at just 37 years old in 1796. My Hearts in the Highlands stood out for me and evokes the same feelings as Caledonia does, and those who had to leave in the clearances of the 1800s. My heart's in the Highlands, my heart is not here. My heart's in the Highlands, a-chasing the deer. Chasing the wild deer and following the roe, my heart's in the Highlands, wherever I go. Farewell to the Highlands, farewell to the north, the birthplace of valour, the country of worth. Wherever I wander, wherever I rove, the hills of the Highlands, forever I love. Farewell to the mountains, high covered with snow, farewell to the straths and green valleys below, farewell to the forests and wild hanging woods, farewell to the torrents and loud pouring floods. My heart's in the Highlands, my heart is not here, my heart's in the Highlands, a-chasing the deer. Chasing the wild deer and following the roe, my heart's in the Highlands, wherever I go. Burns was truly a voice for the common people, a champion of equality and a lover of life in all its joys and struggles. From the tenderness of new love with a red, red rose, to the reflection on time and kinship in Old Lang Syne, which I'm sure will be sung later, and the empathy shown to a field mouse in To a Mouse. Burns reminds us that dignity and beauty can be found in all things. Tonight we honour not only his works, but also the values they stand for: compassion, community, and the entirety of the human condition. Though centuries have passed, his words remain as vital and powerful as ever, speaking to the full spectrum of the human condition. So, please be upstanding. Let us raise a glass in tribute to the genius of Robbie Vern. May his legacy remain immortal, and may his words continue to inspire us for generations to come. To the immortal memory of Robbie Burns.
Happy Burns.